A girl runs toward the palace, shouting. She looks worried. Nearby, a boy lies injured. A few hours earlier, he had called for a healer. They are in a town. The boy tries to stay strong. He talks about a group of dangerous enemies. Russ Taker, Azul Continent Adventure, Black Men, and Wolf. He calls them savages. He once believed they traveled in small groups, but this time, there are around 30 of them. Each one is strong on their own. Facing just 3 of them is already hard. Facing a group this large is nearly impossible. He knows this is real. But before anything else, he decides to borrow some money from the Adventurers Union. The union manager confirms the payment. The amount lent will be taken from the boy's next commission fee. His injury looks serious. He clearly needs a healer soon. He agrees with frustration, already aware of how bad his condition is. He feels dizzy and weak. He fears he might die before reaching the church. He mentions someone he saw earlier, a person in a white coat who asked if he needed a healer. The boy says he needs that healer and doesn't have the strength to search elsewhere. Just then, a strange man appears. He offers help, says he'll give a discount, and promises the boy can pay after treatment. But the boy is suspicious. He demands to see the healer badge. Real healers earn good money. So many people try to fake it. That's why the healer's badge exists. It's a special certificate given by the Adventurers Unit. Fakes usually carry random badges and try to trick others. The boy repeats his demand. The man admits he doesn't have a badge. He says others claim he can't heal well, so they didn't give him one. The boy immediately sees through the lie. He mocks the man in his head. A healer who can't heal. It feels like he's finally starting to use his brain. But then, the man says something unexpected. He points to the boy's wounded foot. He explains that the nail was ripped off cleanly, meaning the attack was strong and recent. He observed the wound closely. The boy is confused by his words. He can't tell if the man is bluffing or if he really knows what he's doing. Then the man points to the boy's right shoulder. He identifies the attacker. It was a black man wolf. The healer notices a scratch on the boy's ankle. He says it looks like it took a hard hit. The boy is surprised. He wonders how the man figured that out just by looking. Still, he tells himself to stay focused. This healer seems dangerous in his own way. The man continues talking. He says that even if he looks smart, he still survives by healing people. He starts talking about prices. A church healing would cost around 600,000 gold. An adventurer healer would charge about 300,000 gold, but he offers to do it for just 150,000 gold. He says it sounds like a good deal. The boy thinks to himself, it's exactly what he suspected. This guy is just another scammer. He feels annoyed. Someone who looks this smart shouldn't be trying to trick people. The healer asks if the boy is really leaving. He warns that other healers won't help much either. The boy doesn't understand what the man is trying to say. The pain grows worse. It must be intense. The healer tells the boy that if it hurts during sleep, he should come find him. He says he's staying at the inn nearby. The boy looks at the inn and mutters to himself, what an unlucky place to be. Then he starts heading toward the church. At the church, the boy receives healing from a priest. The priest uses the power of Lord Ivor and fully heals him. The cost is 620,000 gold. It's expensive, but the priest blesses him and wishes him protection and guidance on his journey. The boy thanks him politely. Later, the boy reflects on the experience. The church is costly, but their healing is effective. His legs still feel a little stiff, but he believes they will recover soon. That night, he remembers how badly his foot had hurt. His sister had told him to call a healer and wait. He did exactly that and ended up getting healed by the priest. But now, the pain is returning. He wonders why it still hurts so much. Then, something clicks in his mind. He remembers the strange healer's words. The healer won't do you any good either. If it hurts when you sleep, come find me. He realizes the priest's healing didn't solve the deeper problem. The man had warned him, and now the boy regrets not asking for the healer's name. Suddenly, the healer arrives at his house. He says he knew it would hurt and came just in time. He calls himself the healer who can't heal. He greets the boy with a smile and speaks to someone beside him, Miss Julia. Julia responds, asking the healer to take care of the boy. The healer then asks if the expensive church treatment helped. It's clear the pain hasn't gone. The boy now believes this man might be a real healer after all. He groans in pain and begs the healer to fix his leg. The healer says the price is 300,000 gold and asks for payment in advance. The boy is shocked. He reminds him that he had offered to do it for 150,000 earlier. He asks why the price has doubled. The healer explains that the boy's condition is now 3 times worse than before. If the price feels too high, he tells him to find another healer. The boy has no gold left, but he offers his sword instead. The healer examines it. Even with some wear and tear, the sword is clearly valuable, worth at least 200,000 gold. The healer agrees to accept it just this once. The sword disappears from sight. He thanks the boy, then turns to examine his leg. The healer becomes serious. He says this is no normal injury. It's a lethal disease. If it really were that deadly, He would have knocked the boy out and treated him earlier. But this is a special case. Healing power can't fix everything. One such case is poison. He hands the boy a small item. It's a dark core berry. The berry's leaves and branches are poisonous. Even touching them lightly can cause paralysis. Black-maned wolves live near these trees and drive prey toward them. Once poisoned, the prey collapses, unable to escape. The boy listens carefully. His leg is poisoned. He panics and asks if that means he'll never walk again. He calls the healer teacher and begs him to save his leg. The healer says there is a way. Of course there is. He pulls out something, a black core berry antidote. It's not to be taken by mouth. It must be applied directly to the wound. The healer prefers not to touch the boy's leg, but whoever hurt him went to great effort to leave the poison inside. So now, the only choice is to cut it out. The boy agrees. Even though he's scared, the healer warns him again. He won't be using healing power, not because he doesn't want to, but because he can't. There are no painkillers either. So if the boy needs to scream, he shouldn't hold back. The boy prepares himself. The healer tells him to stay still, or it'll take even longer. The boy starts screaming as the pain hits. The healer keeps working, calm and focused. He says that healers usually use healing power, but is it always necessary to follow common sense? Sometimes the right path is different from what people expect. He pours another bottle of medicine. The boy can either endure the pain or pass out. It's up to him. The name of the healer is Kang Sung-hyun. He is Azul Continent Healer. 3 years ago, he wakes up in a strange cave. A message appears saying he has a new job. The place feels like something he has seen before. Monsters come out of the shadows. Magic is real. His job is healer. It does not feel right to him. He soon learns he is not the only one brought here. Others are with him. Some want to stay, but he wants to go back. He thinks of his family. This world is like a story from a book. A window appears in front of him. It shows his role and skills. Job, healer, stamina, strength. Inventory is empty. Retained skills, 3. Retained points, 0. At the end of the window, there is a question mark. He does not know what it means. Julia says they must survive first. Even with monsters moving outside, she believes they can win if they work together. Each of them has received a skill along with a job. He tries to think. A skill window appears. It shows decision to cut something using a sharp object. That is not it. Another skill shows divine communication. Automatically translates another language. Still not right. Then comes Eye of Observation. Able to observe something. Not that either. He checks again. The same skill appears. Eye of Observation. He cannot understand it. He is sure the healer job should allow healing, but he cannot heal. Kang holds the hand of an injured boy and speaks gently. He says the wounds will heal quickly, but advises him not to walk for 2 to 3 days. The boy, still crying, realizes he is alive. He thanks Kang, saying he would be dead without him. Kang explains that it was not a deadly illness, and that it has improved. Even without healing magic, this much is possible. The boy lowers his head and apologizes for calling Kang a fraud the day before. Kang says it is fine. He is used to being called that. People often do not trust a healer who cannot heal, as it goes against common sense. Yet, he keeps doing this job. He knows that the same people who doubt him often come back begging for help. That is why he continues. The boy laughs and admits he was wrong. He says he went to the right person after all. The scene changes to a restaurant called Bitsful. People are laughing and enjoying their time. Kang asks Julia if he can get a set meal. She nods and says a set meal for Dr. Kang. Julia is a waitress in the restaurant called Bitsful. Kang takes his seat. While waiting for his food, he thinks to himself that he should fill up his diary. Since coming to this place, he has started writing every day. The world is full of monsters. Contaminated zones are everywhere. It is hard to live. The name of the land is Azul. He records his days, hoping to find a way back to Earth. Julia cuts her hand by accident. Blood comes from her left finger. Kang sees it. He checks with the Eye of Observation. The window shows a small cut, not serious. Julia says it is fine, but Kang says she cannot work like that. She agrees and asks for help. Kang uses henostasis. The bleeding stops. A message shows, treatment done, 1 point added. His points are now 103. Using roulette 1 will cost 20 points. Kang closes the window. Healing still matters. Kang receives 1 point. Healing from Tree Spring gives a point, as expected. His retained points are now 103. Using the roulette device costs 20 points. He has enough to use it 5 times. The status window appears. Roulette used, points consumed. He sits with fruit in front of him. The first result shows stat, strength +1. The second shows the same. The next 2 show miscellaneous, 10 volts. Kang thinks there should be more volts. The last result appears, new skill received. The Yai window shows the name, Saray. It changes absorbed points into energy and cathode. When used, potion effects increase by 30%. Kang thinks it is useful. Since he is eating, he decides to test it. He holds a red bottle. It is a strength potion, low level. He squeezes it. The red liquid sprays. He says, absorb. The window shows. Absorbed skill used. Strength potion absorbed. The spray spreads. Strength of people in the area is restored. Kang looks at the spray skill and thinks it is useful. He can use it on boys. It seems better than pouring a potion. He tries it on a boy. The boy stands up and starts shouting. He looks angry and confused. Kang quickly bows his head. The boy keeps shouting. He does not understand what just happened. Kang checks the result. The boy's strength is fully restored. The boy finally calms down. He says he did not know Kang was a healer. He has never seen a skill like that. He explains he is from the countryside. Kang understands. The skill is rare and comes from another world. The boy becomes friendly. He says Kang could help keep them safe. He invites Kang to join their party. They are adventurers and need a healer. With Kang, they would have 4 members. He tells Kang about a rare monster and a reward of 1.2 million gold. Kang thinks the reward is good. The party has no other healer. He wonders if he should go with them. At the Adventurer Guild, the group prepares to register. They ask to see Kang's skill. Kang shows his ability with a quick flash of light. The healing is clear and works well. He thinks it is enough for a party healer. The scene shifts to the Adventurers Union. Mr. Kang approaches the guildmaster, Fariel, noting there were supposed to be only 4 members. Fariel explains that plans changed. Another healer has joined the group. Both healers already know about the commission. He is worth 1.2 million gold. With more members, each person gets a smaller share. Neither healer seems to mind. Mr. Kang notices the new healer isn't leaving and wonders if he's waiting for him to quit. Fariel introduces himself and encourages everyone to work hard. The new healer stays silent but thinks with pride. One member of the group expresses relief, saying they feel safer with 2 healers. As Kang looks at the boy, the new healer stares at Kang with resentment. He remembers the earlier embarrassment and refuses to forget it. In his mind, he lists his strengths: proficient in basic and intermediate healing, skilled in blessings, like Shield of Light, First Aid, Anti-Poison, Recovery, and Resurrection. He also knows divine skills like Light of Purification and Arrow of Light. These are only a few of his abilities, and he sees himself as clearly superior. The new healer silently praises himself. At that moment, Fariel turns to Kang and asks what he can do. Kang responds with a brief flash of light. The new healer reacts with annoyance, calling it a useless and unknown skill. Kang asks the captain about the monster. The captain replies, "It's a brown rat." A status window appears in front of Kang, identifying the brown rat as a common creature spread across the Azul continent. The guild members start mocking the situation. They laugh at the idea of earning 1.2 million gold for hunting a brown rat. Kang asks if any of them have ever hunted a monster. The captain admits he hasn't. Rick says the same. The new healer says he's only worked for a year and suggests going back to restock potions. The captain refuses. They've come too far. Even if it's rare, it's still just a rat. The new healer blames others for not bringing enough potions and tells Kang to leave if he's scared. Kang agrees and walks away. The others watch him leave. The captain warns him not to regret it. Kang replies that they'll come crawling back, and with 1 less member, the share increases to 300,000 gold per person. The group questions Rick's decision to bring Kang. To them, he seems like the odd one out. The new healer mocks Kang for fleeing from a simple monster. He decides to claim the rare item for himself. A guild member notices something. The captain confirms they've found the target. A brown rat appears, the one worth 1.2 million gold. The new healer prepares to reinforce. The captain gives the order to attack. Rick, the new healer, and the others engage. The rat moves fast. One member jumps but misses. It vanishes. Confusion spreads. Mana drains rapidly. Spells fail. More rats swarm from the shadows. The ground shakes. Panic follows. The captain shouts, but the rat overwhelms them. The team falls one by one. The new healer tries to run. His mana drops. He apologizes and promises to protect them next time. Rick runs too, but gets cornered. He repeats that they were wrong. The new healer sees the brown rat coming, surrounded and helpless. He realizes Kang was right. He was the one who knew all along. When they return to Kang, he says they should think carefully next time. Placing such a large bounty on a single rat should have raised suspicion. He adds that they should have asked for 500,000 gold per person. While Kang speaks, a swarm of rats approaches. Mr. Mad, the new healer, shocked, looks at Kang, realizing they are about to be attacked. He turns to him, saying he knows how to use the shield of light, but his magic is drained. He feels defeated. Realizing he can only use his skills when he has magic, a window system appears in front of Kang, showing that the absorb skill has been used and magic has been restored. The release skill activates, increasing the potion's effect by 30%. Kang extends his hands toward Mr. Matt, restoring all his magic. Mr. Matt is stunned. He questions whether a skill really exists that can restore magic. It doesn't make sense. He thinks it's illogical that a skill requiring magic can restore it. The other guild members watch in awe. One says that no one should expect to handle everything alone. A woman comments that only a deity or god could restore magic. They wonder who Kang really is, speculating that he might be a powerful figure or even a god. Mr. Matt, still in disbelief, swears to never speak of what he has witnessed. Kang watches silently, taking in their reactions. Mr. Rick, the captain, and the other guild members lie motionless on the floor as the rats approach. Meanwhile, after regaining his composure, Mr. Matt casts a spell and raises his hands toward the rats. Mr. Matt realizes that it is Evert, the new god under the order of a great being. He believes he can borrow this divine power to use the shield of God. It is not a bluff. Mr. Matt confidently says he has succeeded, but Mr. Kang, unfazed, tells him to proceed without bothering him. Mr. Matt agrees and pushes forward, attacking one of the brown rats. Kang explained the reason behind the high bounty, the trap created by the rare monster. It has special skills that control and gather its species. When adventurers are surprised by the increasing number of monsters and try to escape, the monster traps them in a mini-dungeon through space domination. To counter this, Mr. Kang had prepared a press release from another world, Dentrol Mint, concentrate. This poison can kill even small animals, but it's not enough to deal with hundreds of rats. He uses the release skill, and the system confirms the action. Mr. Matt continues to weaken the rats, determined to defeat them. As he fights, Mr. Matt faces a challenge from the security complex, which nearly overwhelms him. He invokes Ivert again, acknowledging that he must not interfere with the great being's plan. Meanwhile, Mr. Kang, holding a potion in his hand, prepares for battle. The system informs him that his strength has been temporarily restored by the regeneration potion, which will continue to recover his strength. Though his strength issue is resolved for now, he knows he must deal with the rats before the potion's effect wears off. While fighting, the system alerts him to an abnormal condition, bleeding. A rat has bitten his ankle, nullifying the potion's effect. Kang curses the monster, realizing this is part of the rare creature's strategy. He reminds himself that using his brain is one of the advantages of a rare monster. Then a large brown rat appears, and the system shows a debuff effect, intimidation. The damage received and magic consumption are both doubled. Kang struggles, as his magic is halved, making it difficult to use his skills. At last, the rat is defeated by Mr. Kang. Exhausted, he checks his limbs and ankles, relieved that he is still intact. He genuinely believes he could have died this time. A system notification appears. He has earned the achievement, Rare One. For successfully hunting a rare monster alone, a reward will be granted. Kang feels the recognition is well-deserved after all the effort. Mr. Matt exclaims with joy, praising the Great One. Kang reflects that if the enemy had used the heal skill, at that moment, things would have ended differently. He taps the notification, eager to receive the reward. The system announces performance compensation. Kang notes even the rewards are randomized. This time, he receives a new skill, Throw. The system describes it. Hit rate 100%, throwing damage 100%, effect bonus 25%. Kang is intrigued. If a poison needle has a 1% chance of killing, the bonus raises it to 26%. It feels like a cheat. Matt expresses gratitude to Kang, saying it's thanks to the Great One that they survived. He promises to never speak of the incident to anyone. Kang, dismissing the flattery, tells him to wake the others. Matt nods and casts Resurrection. The fallen members begin to stir. Mr. Rick, who was nearly asleep, also starts waking. The captain regains consciousness and, confused, asks what happened. Kang replies bluntly, he killed the monster. The captain is stunned, admitting he's surprised Kang managed it alone. With one member missing, each survivor's share increases to 300,000. Kang reminds the captain of his earlier words. The captain agrees to honor his promise, but Kang has one final task. His true objective lies ahead. In place of the brown rat lies a small magic orb. The system confirms it. A rare item has been obtained. Kang hesitates, feeling a little guilty taking it all, but the others insist. He saved their lives. The captain thanks Rick for discovering the request and offers to treat Kang to a drink. Another guild member adds that since they're returning to their hometown tomorrow, the drink won't make their farewell any easier. Kang asks who's leaving. The captain explains that 3 of them come from the same village. They joined the guild hoping to earn money quickly, but nearly lost their lives instead. They've decided to quit adventuring. Kang acknowledges the risk. Adventuring brings wealth. Fast, but it's a dangerous path. The captain says goodbye, promising to treat Kang another time. Kang and Matt both find the departure unfortunate. When asked, Matt says he doesn't drink. Kang jokes that if they meet tomorrow, they should pretend not to know each other. Matt agrees, saying he understands, and that Kang must now hide his identity. Matt adds that he still has much to learn to truly face the Great One. Kang wonders if he just turned a decent man into a madman. He shrugs it off and decides to have the item appraised. The scene shifts to the relic appraiser. The appraiser, affiliated with the Adventurers Guild, explains that items from monster haunts are sealed in bead form and must be unsealed there. Kang presents the item for evaluation. The appraiser inspects it, surprised by the quality, and begins the process. After a moment, the result is clear. It is a C-rank artifact, a talisman that carries a small amount of life. Kang hears from the relic appraiser that the artifact is only C-rank. Its market value is around 80,000 gold, but if he chooses to sell it through the guild's store, he can get 120,000 gold. While listening, Kang starts examining the liquid inside the vial. He explains that it's lactasia potion, a well-known substance in the northern regions. It emits light when it comes into contact with blood, holding up the knife he used to kill. The rare monster, Kang points out that although it looks clean from being washed, there may still be traces of blood invisible to the naked eye. As he pours the potion, the reaction is faint, far dimmer than expected. He remarks that something taken directly from a rare monster's body should glow brighter. His suspicion grows. Without warning, Kang grabs the relic appraiser by the collar. As Kang grabs the relic appraiser by the collar, the man starts shouting in pain. He warns Kang that he is making a mistake and reminds him that they are inside the Adventurers Association. He adds that if he sends a signal, help will arrive. Kang calmly replies with a mocking tone, thanking him for the concern, and then forces his head down to the ground. The appraiser screams louder. In that exact moment, a system window appears. Staunch skill has been used. The bleeding stops immediately. Kang, still holding him down, remarks that he hasn't even introduced himself yet. Then he calmly says that the bleeding has stopped. The terrified appraiser stares up at him. Kang finishes his thought. He is a healer. Healer Kang. The appraiser, now trembling, begs for mercy. Kang explains that in the Azul continent, there is a saying, never get caught trying to deceive a healer. Healers who carry artifacts are either powerful heavyweights or madmen who hunt monsters for fun. The seniors were right about them. In frustration, Kang thinks to himself that he would rather beat the appraiser to near death, heal him, and beat him again. The appraiser, trembling, thinks he hasn't sensed any divine power from Kang, making it all the more unnerving. Kang then shows the artifact to the appraiser and confirms it is actually an AB++ artifact. The appraiser admits that it is indeed the Ring of Concentration. The artifact's class is B+, while the item's class is A. Its estimated value is 6.4 million gold. Just moments earlier, the appraiser had tried to buy it for only 120,000 gold. Kang questions whether he should kill him for such deception. He asks what makes the item so valuable. At that moment, a system window appears showing the full details. The Ring of Concentration allows the wearer to focus with incredible intensity. It increases magic power, damage, and casting speed by 10%, and boosts concentration by 50%. For mages whose lives depend on mental control, this item is especially valuable. Kang comments on the impressive 50% concentration boost. He scans the artifact, recognizing that it has many practical uses. The price seems high, but justified. He decides to release the seal and take one of the attached charms. He warns the appraiser not to scan or cheat people again. The appraiser agrees quickly and nervously. After finishing at the appraisal office, Kang heads to a nearby pub. Now wealthy from the sale, he plans to enjoy a drink, but the pub is crowded and no seats are available. A loud woman announces that patrons must either share a table or leave. Just then, someone recognizes him. It's Kim Ho-jung who calls out to him. Kang is surprised to see him as it's been a long time since they last met. Kim says it has probably been around 2 months since they last met. He greets Kang with a smile, saying the timing is perfect. He shares that he made some money recently. When Kang asks how much, Kim proudly says 2 million gold. Confident and cheerful, he offers to treat everyone, telling them to order anything they want. He repeats his offer, encouraging them to enjoy without holding back. As he calls for another beer, He asks Kang if he's fine with it. Kang, glancing over the menu, says he wants to try one of the dishes, though the price, 1.9 million, feels a bit too steep. Still, he decides to go for it, saying luck was on his side today. Kim laughs, saying he never expected Kang to land such a big opportunity. Kang agrees that things just worked out well. Kim then reminds him with a grin that he might have to treat the others now too. A system window appears, displaying an item called the Stamina Potion. Kang reflects that it must be a hassle to worry about stamina as well. Kang agrees, explaining that stamina is tied to strength and is another energy state. Fortunately, it recovers naturally with rest, so he doesn't usually carry potions for it. Kang adds that strength is good, but stamina still needs recovery. Another window appears, this time showing magic cross status. Kang notes that he cannot use any skills without magic. Since the beginning, he has been the only one without it. He wonders if it's because he's not originally from the Azul continent. However, other Dimensioners seem to use magic just fine. Kim Ho Jang, also a Dimensioner, says it's still better than nothing and useful in its own way. The cost of magic potions alone makes him grateful. They both raise their glasses and make a toast to surviving with these strange powers in the Azul continent. They take a drink. Kim comments that expensive drinks really do taste different. Kang replies that he might drink everything at this rate. Kim then says he has something to ask. Kang notices the seriousness and tells him to turn off divine communication due to too many ears nearby. Kim agrees, and the system shows that the divine communication skill has been deactivated. After a pause, Kim starts venting about losing money, then casually asks for one more drink for the inn. Kang brings the conversation back and asks if Kim found a way to return home. Kim says he gained a new skill recently, but there's something strange about it. It has a black star next to its name. A system window appears again. The skill provides 100% throw accuracy, 100% throw damage, and a 25% bonus effect. Kim points out that most skills don't have stars like that. Kang agrees, saying this is the first time he has seen one, and it's clearly stronger than regular skills. Kim jokes that maybe he should try hunting rare monsters alone now. Kang asks if Kim knows anything about the skill. Kim recalls once being in a party with a kid who kept talking about black stars. He tries to remember the name, Kim Jae or Kim Jae Young, or maybe Kim Jin Ah Young, but settles on Kim Jae Ha Young. He jokes that boomers always mess up names. Even though they were both Dimensioneer, that kid was on another level. He would take down enemies on his own. When Kim asked how he got so strong, the kid said he had an enhanced star. Then, on the final day of the commission, the kid suddenly shouted, "Finally!" and said something about his fourth skin. Kim struggles to remember exactly, but then he recalls the kid might have spoken about the way to return. Kang freezes as the thought of going back becomes clear in his mind. He now understands that returning might truly be possible. While heading home, Kim raises his hand toward Kang, thankful for the meal. He says he will earn 4 million won and buy 2 bottles of alcohol next time. Kang appreciates the gesture, noting Kim even bought himself a bottle. Kang says he is returning to the inn and asks about Kim's plans. Kim mentions he needs to buy some potions. They part ways, wishing each other safety. Kang reflects on what Kim said earlier. If collecting 4 skills leads to something significant, it might be a real clue to returning home. The status window shows the current skill: throw accuracy 100%, throw damage 100%, and effect bonus 25%. He decides to collect the remaining ones. He wonders how Kim managed to get 4 when he almost died just to obtain one. Kang thinks Kim forgot the important part. He plans to begin searching tomorrow and considers doing some good deeds along the way. In Hein Village's shopping district, a crowd gathers near a cafe. A sign offers treatment at cheap prices and welcomes bartering. Kang presents himself as a healer, but some in the crowd question his legitimacy. They doubt him because he uses no reels and carries no healer badge. Despite their suspicions, Kang focuses on those truly in need. A woman steps forward and asks if she can trade potatoes for treatment. She shows him a wound on her arm, caused by a farming tool. She recalls someone once dying from a similar injury, likely due to tetanus, and expresses concern. Kang uses the Eye of Observation skill. The status window reveals an abrasion, untreated for 2 days, with a risk of infection if the old bandages are not changed. Thankfully, it is not tetanus. Kang assures her the wound is not serious. He gives her a semi-solid potion to apply after breakfast and dinner, and instructs her to use clean bandages. Realizing she has none, he uses the Create Cloth skill to make some. Bandages are expensive, and many commoners cannot afford them. The woman thanks him, her face full of relief. The woman offers her gratitude and wishes the doctor's well-being through the grace of Ivor. Kang feels encouraged and checks his Status window. After treating her, the point tally reflects the correct increase. Soon after, a crowd forms. Villagers approach, curious about the bartering offer. One individual steps forward and asks for a wound to be treated. Kang continues helping several patients and gains a total of 172 points. He finds satisfaction in earning points this way. Although hunting monsters is also an option, he prefers the peaceful method of healing villagers and hopes for more such customers. As Kang finishes another treatment, a noble named Reinhardt Aref arrives. He is the third son of the Aref family. With a sense of entitlement, Reinhardt demands potions. One of his companions inquires about the kind of potion needed. Kang, observing the arrogance in the young noble, assumes he must be from a powerful family. He wonders why someone of high standing would visit a simple street vendor. Kang calmly presents what he currently has available. Reinhardt identifies Kang as the individual he has been looking for, referring to him mockingly as a drug lord. Kang recalls the Aref family's influence in the village and grows curious about their interest in him. A servant accompanying Haus Aref steps forward and formally states that Lord Reinhardt wishes to make an official request. Kang takes on the difficult task himself, sensing that his heart still cares. The servant tells him the request comes from the elders, not the young master. He hands over a bundle of herbs. Kang studies them and recognizes their purpose. They are for treating exposure to Dehez, a contaminated zone in the west. Once a land of natural beauty, Dehez has turned into a toxic wasteland. Soldiers and elders stationed there fought monsters to stop the spread. Many were exposed during the battle. The servant explains that potion herbs are rare and neutralizers must be brought from far away, making treatment difficult. Kang realizes this is why a noble like Aref, the third son of the Aref family, came to him directly. He knows semi-solid potions work better than liquid ones against contamination, and only he can make them. Aref offers him a deal. If Kang makes the potion, Aref's father will reward him with a large shop, far better than his current street stall. To Aref, this offer is worth a lifetime of favor. Kang refuses. Aref grows angry, calling him arrogant, and saying someone of Kang's rank should not turn down such a chance. But Kang stands firm. He explains he is not a pharmacist and has no desire to serve nobles, even for a great reward. Kang checks his points, 172 total, with 20 gained from one round of ROU and EWTE. He believes that if someone wants his help, they should ask with respect. He sees Aref's pride and stays unimpressed. In the middle of their argument, a young boy rushes in. His younger brother has a deep cut on his finger. The status window shows a serious condition: heavy bleeding, exposed bone, and risk of tissue death. Blood vessels, nerves, and ligaments are badly damaged. The finger is barely attached. Kang acts fast. He begins by cleaning the wound. Aref mocks the effort, saying pharmacists can't treat wounds, only poison or illness. The boy says only healers can use the light of healing. Aref scoffs at Kang's ability. Kang ignores him and continues. A servant challenges Aref. If he doubts Kang, he should heal the boy himself. Aref refuses. He says commoners can't afford his services, but he offers mercy. If Kang apologizes and submits to the Aref family, he'll heal the child. The boy realizes Aref is using the injury to force Kang to obey. Kang refuses. He chooses to heal the wound himself. Aref mocks him again and bets his lucky necklace that Kang will fail. Kang counters. If he succeeds, Aref must give up the necklace, provide free healing for 3 days, and personally serve the injured boy. Aref agrees, but if Kang fails, he must make the neutralizers and give up his identity as a healer. Kang accepts. He knows the wound is severe but doesn't wait for the perfect skill. He uses what he has. The system activates his abilities: thread creation, hemostasis, eye of observation, and suture. With calm focus, Kang begins the procedure. The screen shows recent crafting. It is a highly advanced procedure, but with enough skill, it can be done. However, it takes a lot of mental energy to reconnect the nerves one by one. Rare items are more valuable than money. The screen shows the effect of the ring of concentration as gravity increases mental stress. The boy is shocked. Kang focuses and thinks the next step is to stitch the skin back together. He notices his stamina is dropping. His energy reduces slightly. Just a little more effort is needed. The boy remains in shock. The system slowly confirms the connection of nerves. Kang knows that if he had delayed, he would have fainted from stamina loss. He restores his energy and prepares to finish the procedure. The screen shows full recovery. This confirms the durability of the treated area. He has used the complete recovery skill. The treatment is finished. Reinhardt doubts the result and says the patient will not be able to move the finger. Kang tells him to confirm it himself. He activates the resurrection process and wakes the patient. He checks the response. The patient moves his left hand slightly as instructed. Rihat finds it impossible. Kang reminds him of the agreement. Rihat hesitates, but cannot deny the terms. Under the strict laws of the RF family, he is bound to follow through. Rihat becomes angry but still moves back and hands over his necklace. He does it with irritation, but he gives it properly. The screen shows that Kang receives the lucky necklace, which increases luck when worn. The boy and his brother thank Kang and express their concern about Rihat keeping his word. Kang assures them that the RF laws will make him obey. He spreads the news that Rihat and his servant leave the area and confirms that anyone can now receive free treatment at the shop. The patient and his brother show their gratitude. At Witsfall Inn, Julia speaks to Dr. Kang and shares the latest news. She says that Master Arif has opened a free clinic in the square. The clinic also offers free meals, so many people are gathering there. Dr. Kang listens and responds without concern. He says that it is a good thing. Julia feels worried. She thinks the number of patients coming to see Dr. Kang might decrease. Dr. Kang stays calm. He says it is enough for him that more people are able to get treatment. Julia says Kang is warm-hearted. Kang thinks about it and finds it funny. He brings a basket of potatoes and tells Julia to use them as she likes. Julia says she will cook something to cheer him up. Kang thanks her but says food won't help today. He has lost 200 points after 10 rounds of roulette. The screen shows the roulette results. Strength +1, miscellaneous +1, 1 gold, stamina +1, miscellaneous +1, another 1 gold, strength potion +1, mental strength +1, and stamina +1. Kang feels the results are useless and regrets playing. He knows screens like this show up sometimes, but they give nothing helpful. He sees a vitality crystal and the right of inventory expansion. He uses the expansion. The screen says 1 more space is added to his inventory. Holding the crystal, Kang knows it is used to improve stamina equipment. While Kang is examining the crystal, Kim arrives. He notices the item and recognizes it as a crystal. Kang asks if Kim is staying there. Kim replies that the food at the place is delicious. At the same time, Kim shows something he received earlier. He hands it to Kang and says, "It is a crystal strengthening coupon." Kim gives it to Kang. Kang quietly accepts it. Kim asks Kang if he still hasn't sold the ring. Kang says he hasn't, as it is difficult to find a place willing to buy such an expensive item. Kang says he used it for a short time and does not plan to keep it. The ring is expensive, and it's hard to sell it anywhere. Kim suggests a place called Weapon Store. Kang decides to go there. Kang enters the store Kim suggested. He thinks it doesn't look bad. A staff member welcomes him. Kang says he wants to sell some items. He shows a crystal and a cracked lucky necklace. The staff offers 3 million gold and calls it a valuable item. He asks Kang to wait while he checks recent trades. Kang says he will look around. The staff agrees. Kang walks through the weapons section. He wants a long-range weapon. He spots one and places his hand on it. A flash appears. The system tells Kang to get the weapon and not miss the chance. Kang nods. Kang decides he must get the crossbow. He recalls many system messages before this. The system shows 10 rounds of round T using 200 points. The result is 10 gold. He uses a great skill and absorbs a strength potion. He feels more personality from this item than ever before. He suspects someone may be watching him. The staff member nearby notices and asks if something is wrong. Kang apologizes and says he was thinking. He believes the ripple might be special. The staff member confirms. It is Priya's crossbow, a rare artifact. It comes with Priya's connection pouch. Any item placed in the pouch turns into an arrow, and the crossbow can shoot up to 5 at once. Kang asks the price. The staff says it costs about 15 million gold. Kang says he cannot afford that. The staff offers a discount, lowering the price to 14 million gold. Kang asks how much he can get for the Ring of Concentration. The staff says the last transaction was at 6.6 million gold and offers the same rate. If Kang sells both the necklace and the ring, he will have 9.6 million gold. Even with emergency funds, he is still short. The staff suggests registering it as a reserved item. Kang agrees. The staff says Kang's talent will help him earn quickly. Kang understands now why Kim recommends the store. He thanks the staff and confirms the reservation. Kang also requests a brooch as a base item. The scene shifts to the Adventurers Guild. The system shows an item called Brute of Satiety, which increases satiety enhancement. Kang plans to use his skill to earn points and money. He checks the commission board. The commissioner urges him to move faster. Kang thinks he was going to ask for a loan but only has 5,000 gold. Another adventurer mocks him, calling him more beggar than magician. Kang wonders if they can return home like this. He says he's not sure, but he may have found a clue. He explains they have been speaking to him for 3 years. Something brought them from Earth. Once he gets the crossbow, he may be able to communicate with them. He promises to share anything he learns and thanks the others for the money. He says he will repay them and decides he must earn gold first. Kang checks if there is a commission for treatment. The guild shows him the current healer request. A young lady calls out to Kang and says only authorized healers can take those commissions. Even if he brings the form to the reception, they cannot accept it. Kang says he is only looking around. The girl checks and notices the commissions are all active. Kang finds one marked urgent. It says a healer is needed for a bleeding wound. On the left side, the address is listed. Julia approaches Kang and asks if he left something behind. Kang replies he is looking for someone and says he found them. He promises treatment and offers a blessing. The girl wonders if Kang is a priest, but thinks no normal priest would take a personal commission from the Adventurers Guild. She guesses he must be a wandering priest. The girl requests priest that Rina is tired and the group needs to hurry. She asks for the bandages to be removed. The system shows the Eye of Observation skill misses once. The system then detects an abnormal condition, blood infection caused by a sharp cut, with small bite marks around the wound. Rina tells the patient to stay calm. Kang steps forward and stops her. He explains that using healing magic now will not work. Rina questions Kang, asking what he knows and who he is. Kang says he is a healer and means no offense. Rina asks, if he is truly a healer, then he should already know the patient's condition. Rina tells Kang that if he is going to say something strange, he should not bother them and should leave. She repeats that the treatment he suggests will not work and insists he is being a bother. Kang thinks to himself that none of them have changed and that he already made things crystal clear. Rina urges the priest to proceed and tells them not to worry, saying again that using healing spells will be a waste of time. The holy priest casts a spell of holy light, but it has no effect. The priest is confused, unable to understand why the spell fails. The girl watches in shock as the priest continues, yet the bleeding does not stop. It is the same result as with the previous healer. She had believed that a priest from the Iberia order would be different. No matter which healer she brings, none can heal Rina. Rina begins to question what is wrong. She recalls that the earlier healer had already known the spell would fail. She wonders if, perhaps, that person might be able to cure her. The girl hesitates, pointing out that the healer seems suspicious, someone who does not even use healing spells. But Rina pleads, saying she can no longer rely on potions. Her hand feels cold, and she is growing weaker. Hearing this, the girl agrees. She decides to bring Kang back. The girl approaches Julia and asks if she has seen the man who left the lounge earlier. She describes him as tall, with black hair and eyes. Julia points to Kang, asking if she means Dr. Kang. The girl confirms and asks if the treatment went well. Kang responds, noting that even from a distance, the divine power is strong. He says that using heal spells is indeed useless in this case, and asks if the girl already understands the problem. She admits that she does. Kang then asks if she has come to seek his help in treating the patient. She confesses that she had misunderstood him earlier and felt hopeless. She assumed he lacked the skill of a proper healer. Now, she says, even if it feels shameless to ask after her earlier behavior, she begs him to save her comrade. She acknowledges that she made all the first mistakes and now seeks his help. Kang tells her to hurry, reminding her that he still has another patient. She is surprised, thinking he would not help after what happened. Kang replies that the cause should have been determined before using any healing spell. Priest Hoyce, a wandering priest, listens. Kang tells him again that using heal won't work. The priest asks if Kang is implying that the patient has been poisoned since the spell failed. He explains that he has studied more than 100 poisons and is confident in his knowledge. According to him, the patient has not been poisoned. The priest accuses Kang of showing off. Kang says he never claims the wound is from poison. He asks the patient's name. She says it is Rina. Kang checks the wound and asks when it happened. Rina says a week ago, during a stone mole attack near Hind village. It seemed minor at the time. Another girl says she was also attacked. Kang asks if they came straight to the village. She says no. After that, they were chased by goblins, then by crocodiles in Moika Swamp. The priest thinks they faced many dangers. After arriving at the village, Rina's condition worsens. Kang asks if the wound hurts. Rina says it doesn't. Kang says that detail is important. Rina says she felt dizzy and didn't notice. The priest thought it's a black magic, which stops divine healing. Kang says it is not black magic. If it was, healing would cause harm. He says the answer is already found. Kang uses a potion. The system shows absorption skill after spray skill. The potion works. Bleeding stops. The priest is surprised. Kang says it is dentrol mint concentrate used for insect bites. He tells them to check the wound. There is a small bite mark. Kang explains that Moika Swamp is full of insect monsters. Rina's wound touched the water. The other girl says she had only small cuts, but Rina was hurt on her leg. Kang says the infection comes from the swamp, The foreign substance blocks healing. The priest says he understands now. The girl asks if it is over. Kang says it is a temporary fix. The lack of pain means the insect used an anesthesia skill. These insects are weak but have advanced traits. Kang says the insect is not a weak monster that dies in one hit. Suddenly, they witness its power firsthand. The priest and others are shocked by its appearance. Kang identifies it as the black swamp leech, a leech-type monster that lives near water. The monster grows larger, pushes aside trees, and turns toward the two girls. Kang realizes it is trying to escape through the drain and orders weapons to be drawn. Kang engages the leech in battle. He notes it has likely fed on Rina's blood for a week, which explains its size. However, its speed is unusually high for a leech. As the leech moves erratically, everyone scatters in panic. The girl chases after it, refusing to let the creature that harmed Rina escape. She shouts at the leech, determined to stop it. Miss Liz follows closely behind. Kang explains that the monster converts absorbed blood into energy. He observes that it has shrunk significantly since it first appeared. Kang tells Julia that if the leech escapes into the village's waterway, there will be no chance to find it again. He prepares for a final attack. The system displays a message. The absorb skill activates after the spray skill. The dentrolment potion becomes more effective. The system confirms a hemorrhage condition. The leech's blood is nearly drained. Kang sees the opportunity and prepares to deliver the final blow. Kang holds a knife while the priest casts lives, bondage, blessing, and time over the leech. The priest notes the long casting time, but assures that he can restrain the creature. Kang appreciates the timing, acknowledging the time bought for him. However, he still lacks a proper weapon and says he can't make an incision with a broken blade. The girl offers a sharp blade. Kang accepts it. As the priest shouts that the leech has escaped, Kang assures it is over. He confirms the leech is dead. Kang credits the priest for holding it off and offers the leech remains, but the priest refuses to touch it. Kang decides to keep it. Rina reacts with awe at Kang's healing. He seals her skin with thread at a speed like a sewing machine and uses a magic thread to enhance her defense. Rina, relieved, thanks Kang, saying she feared death. Kang replies that he only did his duty as a healer. He then tells the priest to go file a report. On his failure, the priest looks at Kang with arrogance, questioning his words. Kang explains that the report is how he will secure his reward. At the report commission of the Adventurers Guild, Priest Hoyce arrives to report his failure. Liz reacts in disbelief, while Rina is shocked that someone as high-ranking as Hoyce, an esteemed priest of the Iber Church, with potential for even greater roles, would admit failure. Kang listens silently. The situation, he thinks, must involve that person again. There's talk of request breaks and repeated cancellations. Liz laughs, questioning if it's even possible to cancel the request. She lists the consequences: a drop in reputation and a reduction in subsidies from the church's head office. The woman on disc confirms the cancellation is valid. The guild proceeds to refund half the original fee and begins the disposal process for the request. Kang reflects that, although he didn't officially accept the request as a healer, he is free to take on guild commissions. He notes how others complain about him interfering in their requests, accusing him of lacking ethics or not even being able to use healing spells. Still, he understands their resentment, but Kang knows the truth. They should have handled things properly. That's exactly why he became a healer, to treat those others failed to help. Liz gives Kang a reward for the treatment. It includes the refund from the Adventurers Guild. Kang accepts it gratefully as he needs money. When he tries to return the knife, Liz tells him to keep it. The dagger is made from blue silver stone, a special product from her village. Kang accepts the gift, understanding its value. Liz considers saving her comrade more important than the weapon, and Kang agrees. Kang checks his finances. He needs about 2 million more gold to buy a crossbow. He uses the system's roulette, spending 100 points. The result gives him 1 gold and a new skill. The skill allows him to create wind-type potions, which he finds useful. He then visits Leifei, a pharmacist. Kang shows him the black swamp leech he caught. At first, Leifei says the leech is too damaged to be useful, but after examining it, he notices the unusual color and marks. He identifies it as a mutant variant, which is rare and stronger than normal leeches. While rare monsters without artifacts have little value, mutant monsters can yield relic-like items. Because they are uncommon and under-researched, they are expensive. Leifei offers 3 million gold for it. Kang agrees and they complete the trade. With enough money now, Kang goes to the weapon shop and shows the manager 14 million gold. The manager verifies the amount and hands over the crossbow. Kang takes it with satisfaction, knowing he has fulfilled his goal. Kang stands at Witsfall Inn, holding the newly acquired crossbow in his hands. He carefully examines it, feeling its weight and balance. He attempts to store it using the system, thinking that if it can't be equipped directly, saving it to inventory would be the next best option. The system responds, but something goes wrong. A strange notification appears, catching him off guard. Confused, Kang wonders what the issue is, realizing that something unusual is happening with the crossbow or the system itself. Kang stays at Witsfall Inn, holding the crossbow he has acquired. He attempts to store it in the system, but the status window displays an unclear message. It shows the words, "Remaining Get Your It, 600D," along with broken symbols. Kang expects a proper notification confirming the completion of the task, but the message appears glitched. He recognizes something is wrong with the system. Though he completed the task and obtained the crossbow, the system does not respond correctly. The status window then reveals a black star icon, which appears to represent the hidden presence behind the system. A new instruction appears, giving Kang the chance to ask 5 questions. He remembers the first day he was brought into the Azul continent. Many who were displaced died or took shelter in caves. The survivors eventually split. Some settled, while others searched for a way home. However, all of them needed money to survive. They agreed to scatter, live in this world, and look for a path back to Earth. 3 years have passed since then. Kang now sees a rare opportunity to gather information. He starts using the questions. The first one confirms that the hidden being is responsible for bringing them to Azul. The second question fails to return any information. The third question asks for a method to return to Earth, but the answer denies the possibility. The fourth question checks if anyone has ever returned. The response is again negative. Kang concludes that the person who seemed close to escaping likely failed. Only one question remains. Kang checks a set of notes and tests a theory. There are 4 options for interacting with the system. Use points, use items, use skills to grow stronger, or use all of them. He sets a test based on those notes. The system stays silent, confirming that the functions may all be true. For his final question, he selects the option that places more importance on points. The system accepts the answer. Now, no more questions remain. He realizes that the hidden entity brought them to Azul to extract value from them as point generators. Though anger rises inside him, he sees the advantage of knowing this secret. If he alone understands it, he can become the one closest to reaching the system's hidden goal. He demands to know the identity of the being behind the system and believes it should respond if it wants help. The system begins consuming points without explanation and issues a quest. Kang must collect 5,000 points, and the reward is a star skill. He understands that the system is powered by points and manages operations through them. Though the system stops responding, Kang accepts the challenge and promises to complete the task. He names the entity behind the system. After considering several insulting names, he chooses the title Manager, since it controls the status window. At a small restaurant, Kang sits at a table eating a grilled rabbit sandwich. The smell is unpleasant, but he ignores it, satisfied with the harvest from the previous day. While eating, the system activates and grants him a new skill linked to the crossbow. It identifies the weapon as the Praya's crossbow, confirming its ownership and revealing that it can transform into a Praya's bracelet. The system acknowledges his achievements by providing this skill as compensation. A new function called Praya's Roulette is also added to his status window. It costs 50 points per use, but he receives 5 free use coupons. Curious about the outcome, Kang activates the roulette. The results include minor damage boosts, a unique pouch called Praya's Pouch of Faith, a status called Miscare, the skill Soul Determination, and a bonus in point accumulation. Although the effects are limited to the Praya's crossbow, the additions are still valuable. The star-grade skill and items provide promising enhancements. The item Soul Determination grants bonus points whenever Kang gains regular points, increasing his growth potential. Kang quietly hopes that all future rewards from the roulette will continue to offer such useful upgrades. As he finishes his thoughts, the restaurant door opens and someone walks in. Kim enters into the restaurant. Without delay, Kang tells Kim to follow him, indicating that there is something important to share. Kim learns they were sent to this world only to earn points. He feels relieved that returning home might still be possible. Kang tells him to stay focused. They need to earn points quickly. Kim says it is hard, even for a doctor. Treating self-inflicted wounds does not count. Kang realizes healing real injuries during battle gives points. He decides to form a party and chooses Kim as his assistant. Kim understands the system and can be trusted. Kim agrees to help. Kang already expects this. Kim pretends to injure himself and asks for healing. Kang explains that self-inflicted wounds are useless. The system updates. They realize they must fight monsters and heal real wounds to earn points. Kim understands they need to catch monsters. and agrees to work, though he feels it is a bit too soon. Kang reminds him that people must be diligent. They arrive at the Adventurers Guild, where they are recognized as the Commission Breakers. A guild staff member reacts with frustration at Kang's arrival. Kim notices her expression and asks Kang what he did to cause it. Kang replies vaguely and shifts focus to the available commissions. They review a list of monster-related tasks near the Baloto mountain range. Kim notes that the number of monsters must have increased. A girl at the desk explains it is peak monster season, and the guild has set up regular commissions to manage it. She adds that they can use the base camp established by the guild. Kim realizes this means many adventurers will be around, turning the camp into a good place to earn points. They decide to take the commission, and the guild confirms it, wishing them good luck. The scene shifts to the camp halfway up the Baloto mountain range. A sign welcomes newcomers. Vasilo, the person in charge, explains that the base camp will reward adventurers based on the number of monsters they catch. Although the western entry is safe, other areas are filled with monsters, so everyone must stay well prepared. From this point, more injured people will keep arriving. Kang asks Kim if he is ready, and Kim confirms. They begin the hunt to earn gold. As they leave the camp, iron moles start following them. The system notifies that the Priya's pouch of great skill has been used. Kang checks the crossbow inventory and creates a stone arrow. Thanks to this skill, he no longer needs to carry materials for each arrow in his pocket. The damage is stronger than expected. Kim calls out to Kang, clearly alarmed. Kang tells Kim not to worry and to continue hunting. The system then shows that a small strength potion has been used to create an arrow from the Pria pouch of fate. Kim realizes he was just hit with a potion arrow. Kang explains it is a potion arrow, proving that getting hit by it is harmless. Kim protests, asking Kang not to use him for experiments. Vasilo expresses surprise at the victory of two unknown adventurers who managed to catch a large number of monsters. He notes that the monsters are not iron moles, which explains why Kim was beaten up so badly. Vasilo says he will settle their payment right away and asks them to wait for a moment. Kim looks at the pile of captured monsters and expresses his disbelief at how strong those two adventurers must be. He wonders what kind of work they do, as they clearly are not ordinary. While looking at Kim, the two adventurers speak among themselves, assuming that he must be poor since he only has bandages instead of proper healing. Kang tells Kim not to pay attention to them. He says they do not know how skilled Kim really is as a healer. Kim thanks him for the kind words and asks if he doesn't get angry at those kinds of comments. Kang answers that there is no need for anger. They just need to handle such people calmly. Kang says it's time they arrive. Someone from the camp calls for a healer. A group shows up needing treatment. Kang thinks these are the patients he has waited for. Night falls at the camp and many injured people arrive. A man calls out for a healer. Kim leads Kang forward, saying the doctor can go in quickly and help. Kang stays silent, noticing many patients need attention. Kim politely asks to examine a patient, but the man turns around and questions his identity. Kim recognizes him as one of the adventurers who laughed at them earlier. The man declines Kim's help, claiming he is not weak enough to rely on others. However, he stands by and does nothing while his teammate suffers. Kang observes the patient and notes injuries to the arm and shoulder. The system activates the Eye of Observation skill. It confirms contamination, infection, paralysis, and bite marks from wild beasts. The patient had bled earlier but has now stopped. Kim identifies the bite as coming from a wild mountain dog. The stiffness and pain show signs of a unique poison.
This poison decays the body from the inside once certain conditions are met. The effect is known as corrosive poison. The healer seems unsure how to treat it. Kang tells him to stop and calls him reckless. Kim instructs Kang to treat the other.
Patience Kang prepares to help and asks not to be disturbed. He quickly crafts 5 air potion arrows using the system. The other patients panic, thinking Kang might kill someone with his crossbow. One of them shouts that he could be turning a living man into a corpse. The man protests, but the poison in his body has already been purified. Kim explains that the wild mountain dog's weakness is exposure to air. If the wound remains open, the poison fades. Closing the wound early made things worse. Realizing this, the others agree. Kim treats the man and says his arm will recover by tomorrow. The man thanks him. Kim then notices something strange. The patient is alone and was likely not hunting alone at night. When asked, the man reveals his party was attacked and scattered. He feels guilty for running away. He says dozens of wild mountain dogs appeared at once. Kim finds this odd, as that number is too high. He believes rare monsters may be involved. A monster attacks a boy. Kang saves him using air potion arrows. The boy thanks Dr. Kang. Kim observes signs that they have entered a monster's territory. They find animal and human remains. Some are old and decomposing. Kim says this is strange behavior for mountain dogs who prefer fresh prey. Many of the dead are untouched. The system reveals that the rotting mountain dogs are undead. The undead creatures are brought back to life using black magic. Priests hate them the most. Kang says it is trouble, and they have to handle it themselves. A boy starts crying as a monster attacks him and Kim. Kang tells them to get down and uses his pouch of faith to make air potion arrows. Kim thanks him and asks where he is shooting. The potion has wind power. The system says it works like a vaccine. Kim says he should have known that before. The monsters ruin the area. Kim feels dizzy from the wind potion. He notices the lead monster just watching. It seems to wait for the others to die. Kim guesses it is the last one. Then he realizes it is using a revival skill. The monster is a necromancer. Kang is shocked. Kang says if they beat the rare monster, they can use its skill, but the other monsters keep getting in the way. Kang asks if Kim can beat it if he gets closer. Kim says yes, that's what he is here for. Though Kim looks weak, his job is done. A strong fighter steps up and calls the monsters to him. He uses his aggro skill to kill them fast. He tells Kim to trust him. Kim thanks him. Kang uses his skill and sees the monster's weak spot is a relic in its neck. He uses his throw skill and launches his crossbow. Then he makes an air potion. Arrow with his pouch of fate. The monster tries to hide in a corpse, but Kang sees it. The monster gets mad and shouts. Kang reaches for the relic. The monster yells it will eat him. Kang uses his crossbow skill. It disappears, then comes back. He says he is ambidextrous. The monster screams, but Kang beats it with his hemostasis skill. He loses his wrist, but picks it up calmly. A healer named Kertel comes. He offers help, but Kang says no and points to someone else. A man is calling for help. Kim is lying on the ground and asks for help too. He thinks he will be crushed. Kim and Kang both survive. Kim asks if Kang really tears off his wrist. Kang says he is not that crazy. They decide to go back to camp. Kim asks about cleaning up. Kang says they will call the priests from Ibel.